Hello, good morning and welcome to Gretchen's Guidance. This is actually day 6 today, and I am coming to you from my very happy place in my dining room. I'm glad I'm back in here today. There's a lot less going on in my house today, and I feel like my energy is much better here in my happy spot. Okay, so I forgot to hold up my little day 6. Oh my goodness. So I'll know which video it is, so I'll try to remember to do that at the end. I have made a little bit of a board. I hope you can see it up there. That's a little personalized board that I made, and it has the different days that we've done so far and the day that is upcoming. And I've got a little arrow pointing to day 6. And today we're going to talk about improving your appearance. And I know that vanity is a sin, right? It says that multiple times in the Bible that vanity is a sin. So it's not going to be anything overboard. It's just something that's going to help you in some way. Okay. And then I also have on the board back there day 7 that we're going to be working on being more giving. So that's what the next video will be about, is being giving people, which is so important. Well, like I said, my energy is really good today. I'm in my happy spot. The sunshine is out. I prayed in the car with my daughter this morning, which I love to do. She keeps her little devotional book in there in the car, and she reads it, and we pray together. We say the Lord's Prayer. There are parts of the Bible that says you shouldn't recite prayers over and over, the same prayers, but it also says that this is the way to pray, so we make sure that we do that together. We feel that that's powerful, so we got to do that this morning. And I also had some alone time with God this morning, and I'm going to tell you what, something was telling me to get on here and make a video before I've had alone time with God. And I just said, this is what we say in the South. I just said, get behind me, Satan. Not today, Satan, right? Because I know that would be dangerous. It's very important to me to say things that are accurate and truthful about God. And so I always want to make sure I spend time with Him before I make any videos. So I didn't listen to that. I sat down and I spent time with God and did my Bible app that I'm working on for a year, and took notes and wrote down things for future videos as well. And so I'm just feeling really, really good. Another thing that I did today is I went to the gym. I worked on legs this morning at the gym, and that got some endorphins going and really helped me mentally. So it's just been a really good day so far. I do have an aunt that's having some complications. I have a friend that's battling cancer. I have a neighbor that's been in the hospital all weekend. And so I'm not 100%. I'm praying for them and worrying about them. And that had me think about, isn't it going to be nice when we're in heaven and we're 100%? Like here on earth, you're never really 100% because there's struggles and there's someone that you're concerned about or something that you need to pray about. But in heaven, like all of that is going to go away and you'll be 100%. And I think that will just really be amazing. All right, so let's jump right into it. I'm going to share 3 things with you today. And I hope that they are all helpful. And then I will tell you about the very inexpensive way of improving your appearance. I'm sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied this morning. I inherited that from my mother. She does the same thing. And so it's a little bit of a stumbling block, but I am, just bear with me. And I hope it's not too bothersome to you. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to talk about is actually my dog. I am sitting on a cushion so I can be up high enough for the camera. I love being short. So is something to do with my dog. So I have a dog named Lulu, and she's a standard poodle. She is so sweet and so beautiful, and I just love her to pieces. And I am going to be breeding her soon. She's a young dog, but about every few months she doesn't eat her food. So I started researching why, I have to change her food every few months. And it's always like in the middle of a bag. And dog food is not cheap. So I did some research and I found out that the life expectancy for large dogs used to be 17 years old. Now it's like 12, 13. And I'm like, okay, well, that's very concerning, because I had to put down a dog who I loved so much that I think about every day still at 12 years old. And so this got me guessing and wondering, and I did all types of research as to why. And I was talking to my mom about it, and I said, this was a while back, and I said, well, they're saying it's because of the way the food's prepared now, the way dog food is prepared. And and my mom said, something that a lot of people probably don't agree with. She said, well, yeah, because we used to feed dogs table food. Whatever the leftovers were is what we gave dogs, and they lived forever. And I thought, you know what? She's got a good point. So what I have started doing is I've started taking a little bit of her dog food, because even I've always taken dog food and taken scissors and cut things up on top of it and stirred it in. Well, she would actually go in there and pick out the little pieces of food. So that stopped working. And so now I take a little bit of her food. I take some table food. Last night she had a vegan meatball sandwich. I know it sounds delicious, doesn't it? But it actually was pretty good. That's what she had mixed in with her food. And I just take a little bit of food and whatever we ate, and I mixed it all together, and she's eating fine, and she seems like she feels much better too. So that might be something you want to try. Another thing that I want to talk to you about too is this just got put on my heart right now. I'm not exactly sure why, but I am one of these people where I am always trying to figure out how to do something cheaper. I feel like it is outrageous when I go to the store. And one of the things that has really challenged me, I look at it as a challenge. Something's really expensive, and I'm like, okay, how can I do that for cheaper? How can I do that for a lot cheaper? One of them is dishwashing detergent. Okay, so I go to the store and I refuse to spend $20 on dishwashing detergent. It's just insane. I still buy the plain Dawn that's $1 a bottle, and I love the way that works. So I've tried to figure out the dishwashing detergent. And so what I do in my dishwasher, and I'm sure a lot of you do this too, because you're probably right there with me. I squirt a little bit of Dawn dish soap that you wash dishes with in the sink. I put a little squirt of that. Definitely don't fill it up, because you'll have suds coming out the bottom. I learned that with my dad when I was a little kid. So you'll have suds coming out of the bottom of the dishwasher if you do that, but put a little bit of Dawn dish soap, like 1, 2, 3 little drops, or one big squirt. Sprinkle some baking soda on top of that. They have these cute little Borax boxes at Dollar Tree. And then I take that and I sprinkle that over the baking soda. And I put a little bit of salt on top with my little salt dispenser. Put vinegar in the rinsing aid. And I shut the dishwasher, run it like normal, and then once it's done with everything, with the whole cycle of washing, drying, everything, then I put a towel in the top of my dishwasher and shut it back, and then the towel will absorb that extra moisture, because when you do homemade dishwashing soap, for some reason it doesn't dry as well. I'm sure someone could tell me why, but it doesn't dry as well. So that's why I add the towel in the back. So that's another cheap thing that you can do in your life. So less dog food, okay, less dishwashing detergent for $20. And so those are two little tips that I wanted to give you for making your life a little bit less expensive. It's gotten to the point now, y'all, where I am like constantly writing things in my notebook. I need to take my notebook and just, I need one of those things from the dentist. This right here is my notebook. It's $2.25 from Big Lots. And I actually bought it for my daughter, and for whatever reason, she didn't use it. So I'm using it now because we cannot have a wasted notebook. They're so good for so many things. And I also have this, which is my journal, which I've shown you before. I don't ever mix up my journal and my notebook though, because this is like my heart. This is like my time with God. So it's very different than my other journals. This is kind of like where I write down stuff, where like I'm in the bathroom and I'm like, okay, I really need to get bananas. And I run into the kitchen and I write down bananas on my list. Or sometimes I carry it with me. But I'm almost feeling like now I need one of those things from the dentist that goes around like this and hooks it both and just carries it with me, because I'm always looking for my notebook, because the Lord is speaking to me so much right now. It's so amazing and so awesome. And I'm actually going to go to the dentist later today. I like my dentist, and I pay my bill in person at my dentist if I can. I don't know why I like to do that. Well, actually, I do know why. I like the people in there. I like to see them, and I like to go and pay my bill in person. I do the same thing with my insurance. I really like my insurance agent. She's always got some type of charity things going on in her office, and it's just a really good atmosphere and vibe. And so I try to pay my bill in person there too, as much as possible. Okay, so that's some little old-fashioned things there. I'm giving my dog table food, and I'm paying my dentist bill in person. Okay, so here we go. Okay, the thing that's been put on my heart is about my Aunt Marion. My Aunt Marion, growing up, taught me so many things. She taught me that too much stuff is not good. My Aunt Marion, she actually did a lot of renovations in Hollywood. And she actually wrote a book. I don't really know what her net worth is. She's deceased now, so I feel comfortable talking about her and saying her name and everything. But it's kind of cool. A lot of people have told me to sell my crafts on Etsy, and I do go on Etsy a lot for some things to buy, because it's a really neat site. But I saw my Aunt Marion's book on there the other night. It's on Etsy. Her name's Marion Gibbons, and it has a story about her life, and it's cool. And one thing that she taught me, kind of since we're talking about less expensive life today, less stuff, like I said, she was a very wealthy woman, and when she traveled a lot. She was a very aggressive businesswoman. I don't mean like aggressive personality. She was a very humble person, but she was an aggressive businesswoman because she thought of things and she did them, quite frankly. And she used to travel here to North Carolina, and she taught me how to pack clothes. She would come with one bag, and she would have a couple outfits, and she'd be here for like a week to visit, because she was coming from California and it had to be worthwhile. And she definitely had the money to pay for 2 bags or 3 if she wanted to on that airplane, and she could have brought tons of stuff, but she came with 1 bag because she taught me that too much stuff is a headache. And it's just like my dad had he had a lot of things when I was growing up, and sure, we had the money to buy those things. Sure, we had the money, to pay the insurance on them, to pay for them. But they're really a headache, because you have to maintain them. You have to take them to get worked on. You have to work on them yourself. You have to take care of them. And so sometimes too much stuff, or at least that's what I learned from my childhood, is sometimes too much stuff can be really quite a headache. And, but anyway, so my Aunt Marion, how she used to pack is she would take her clothes and she would roll them up and she would put them in the suitcase rolled. She would bring 2 outfits and 2 pair of pajamas for the whole entire week. Now, her pajamas, my mom would usually wash them for her, but with her suits and things like that, because she always had on dress pants and a blazer, and that's how she dressed, she would put them in the shower. She said, make sure you always buy polyester. She would hang it in the shower, and she would run the water for a little bit, hot water, and that would clean her suits for the week. And I always think of her when I'm traveling and I'm out packing and thinking, okay, don't take too much stuff. It's going to ruin your trip lugging all that stuff around. And so I just wanted to share that with you about my Aunt Marion. And like I said, so less dog food if you have a pet. I don't think it works for cats. My cat eats her food or his food just fine. Dishwashing detergent, less stuff. All right, so now how are we going to improve our appearance drastically under $1? Okay, so like I said, don't go over the top with this because this vanity is a sin, right? It can distract you from other things. So the way, what I have done is when I have a sore in my mouth, which I hardly ever get them anymore. But there was a time in my life where I would get little ulcers in my mouth, and I would take hydrogen peroxide and rinse my mouth out until it went away, and it kind of would bubble out. I could feel it bubbling out and healing it. And I use hydrogen peroxide on everything. My kids, it drives them crazy. If they have, a sore on their arm that won't heal, I'll take a cotton ball and put hydrogen peroxide on and sit it on there, and we'll watch it get all the gook out and stuff like that. And so my kids pick on me because they're like, oh, I know, Mom. I always say, drink more water, use hydrogen peroxide. And so they kind of roll their eyes with it. But when I would do that with my sores, I realized after I used it that my teeth would be white. And so then I kind of thought, you know what? I wonder if I use that all the time, if my teeth would be more white. Because at the time I was buying white strips, another $20, that I'm tired of spending. And so then I started to notice, I thought about it because I wasn't sure. And then I started to notice in stores that they had hydrogen peroxide on their mouthwash. A lot of them did. So I said, that's interesting. Well, I talked to my mom about it, and my mom said, well, that will take the enamel off your teeth. Don't do that. So if you have low enamel on your teeth, or you've been told that, I wouldn't recommend this because I really don't know. All I know is I go to my dentist twice a year. My dentist, who I love very much, and she's actually my neighbor, very good person. I go to her twice a year, and she hasn't said anything. She says my teeth look great, my enamel looks great. So I don't know, and I've been doing this probably for at least 10 years, if not longer. So what I do is in the mornings, I do it first thing in the morning, and I just do it once a day. I use regular mouthwash when I go to bed at night. So in the morning, I wake up and I take a little dental pick, and I, floss. And then I don't spit or anything. I take the hydrogen peroxide, and I got this at, I don't even buy my hydrogen peroxide at the Dollar Tree because it's $1.25. I found this for 79 cents. I think it was at CVS or Walgreens or something. So don't even buy this from the Dollar Tree. Okay, you can find it for 75 cents. So I don't spit or anything, and I just put the hydrogen peroxide in my mouth, swish it around for a good little bit. I make my kids do it every once in a while. I wish I could get them to do it more, but they don't like the taste of it. I personally like the taste of it because I feel like after I use it, I feel really clean. So just gurgle it around your mouth, right? And then you can spit, but don't spit everything out, because then I put my toothpaste on my toothbrush and I brush my teeth with a little bit of that peroxide still on my teeth. And then after I brush, then that's when I kind of get rid of everything and rinse my mouth out and wipe my mouth and all that. And I can tell you what is, and the reason why I decided to do this today, I actually had another day 6 for today, but I've kind of moved things around, is because I had someone ask me how I got my teeth so white. And they were like, what whitening place do you go to? I bet you spend a fortune, and I'm like, no, really, it's like 79 cents, 75 cents, somewhere around there that I usually pay for hydrogen peroxide. And I'm not a dentist, so please don't do this. Like I said, if you have low enamel, if you want to talk to your dentist first about it, they'll probably tell you not to. I don't know. But if you want to talk to your dentist about it first, then I would definitely recommend that you do that. Like I said, I go twice a year and my dentist always tells me my teeth look great. And like I said, don't go over the top with it. I feel like it's okay because I'm not spending a lot of money on it, and I'm doing it once a day to keep my mouth clean and free of bacteria, and also to make them, my teeth whiter. And I did say that vanity is a sin. I feel like if I did it 3 or 4 times a day, or if I was spending $100 a bottle on it, that might be a little bit different, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. That's just kind of the way that I think about it. But I, floss. I get up in the morning. This is the first thing I do every morning. I floss, and then I don't spit yet. And then I take the bottle of hydrogen peroxide and I put it in my mouth, slosh it around a little bit. And then I take my toothbrush and I just brush it into my teeth. And then that's when I spit and I get rid of everything. And it makes me have white teeth. And I think that white teeth are really important to have when you're trying to level up in life, when you're trying to find your purpose. I think it's really good to try to be the best version of yourself. And I think white teeth will help you do that. So, all right, here we go. So you're going to use less pet food, right? You're going to use cheap dishwashing detergent if you want to. You're going to have less stuff so that you don't have to lug it all around. And you're going to use hydrogen peroxide instead of 30, 40, 50, 20, however much you spend on whitening your teeth. You're going to start spending 79 cents to get a set of white teeth. And because of the stuff that's in hydrogen peroxide, it really helps with your breath and your mouth. Like I said, I used to get sores, but I don't anymore. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but you're just going to feel a lot better overall when you start using it. Okay, so I hope this was helpful to you today. And like I said, this was day 6. Day 7 will be about being more giving. And if you're interested in being more of a giving person, which I hope most people truly are, then you'll definitely want to see the next video. And here's my bottle of hydrogen peroxide. It's got dust on it because it lasts so long. And here's my cup to remember to stir up some love today. Okay, have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye. Oh, wait, I got to hold up my day. Oh, I closed it in my journal. I got to hold up my day 6 sticky note so that I will know that, where is it? That I will know that it's day 6. I don't know where it is, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to write day 6 right here on this. And if you've already left, you've already clicked me off, that's a good thing. But I'm going to write day 6 on here and hold it up so that way I'll know when I'm looking for the video that this is day 6. All right, take care. Bye-bye.